response from audiences all over the world. Interesting trivia point, it was actually not the highest grossing foreign language film in history. That honor, if it's called an honor, belongs to Mel Gibson's controversial movie, The Passion of the Christ, which was in Aramaic. So it was a foreign language film, but still an American production. The Untouchables remains the highest grossing foreign production in cinema history. That film depended, of course, a lot on the performances, including Francois Cluzet, who played the quadriplegic millionaire, and he's a very well-established actor in French films. But certainly much of the appeal grew from co-star Omar Sy, who had established a career in comedy clubs in France, but was not really a major movie star at that time. But he went on to win the César Award, the top award in France for his performance in Untouchables. And since then, companies all over the world have recognized his appeal, and he's been cast in some Hollywood blockbusters like X-Men, Days of Future Past, and A Jurassic World, which is also playing right now at this theater. The new film has a more timely angle, I think, than The Untouchables, in that it deals with the subject of illegal immigration, a hot-button topic in France and many other European countries, in addition to the US, where it seems likely to figure in our next election. The film, this film, Samba, aims to put a human face on a volatile, controversial subject. Omar Sy was actually born in France, but his parents came from Africa to France. And in working on this film, he did research in meeting with contemporary African immigrants to learn about their experiences, and I think built some of that research into his engaging performance. I'm excited that we will have Omar here to share some of the background and preparation that he did. The directors came to you with the project. What interested you or appealed to you about it?
Of course, I was really interested about it. Was actually before The Untouchable.
Oh.
Before The Untouchable, they were talking about movie about immigration, and then they find the subject for Untouchable, so we did Untouchable. So after Untouchable and everything happened around, they wanted to have a movie like kind of useful, because all the eyes was on them. So it was a good opportunity to do a movie like that, and it was easier after that to finance a movie like that. So they courageously decided to make that movie, and of course I was interested about it because of my story. My parents are immigrants, so it was important for me to talk about it. As an actor, it's always a kind of duty to play your father or your grandfather. So acting, playing Samba, it was kind of for me playing my father. So I was interested, and Eric and Olivier, I think, was the good directors to talk about it in a way. I wanted to talk about it with a heart and a lot of love and a lot of humor. So it was a good way for me.
Right. What did your parents experience? Did they have any of the problems that the character in the film?
No, because it was a long time ago. It was on the 60s, so it was a different period for France. At the time, for my parents, there was a lot of work in France, and it was easy to be legal when you come from another country. So after seeing Samba, my parents learned a lot about what's going on for immigrant people in France today.
Yes. And did you, I understand you did some research and met a lot of people today who are going through some of these problems. Tell us what you experience?
Yeah, because of my parents couldn't help me to know exactly what's going on today. I met people who lived the situation, and we would spend days together, and they will tell me how was their trip from Africa to Paris, and then how was their day to be illegal in France. They had to hide to be not noticeable. Can I say that?
Yes.
They don't want to be noticed,
Yeah.
and just crossing a street was an adventure. And it was funny how they told me the way they have to move in Paris. How can I say the GPS for Paris was different than mine. To go to a point to another, I'm going straight to the point, and they have tricky ways to not be seen by the cops.
Right.
So and all that street until being legal was a big adventure.
And have there been people like
No, not that much. Not that much.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Exaggerated.
Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, how do you feel? I mean, how do you feel about that issue now in France? Is it a very controversial issue now? Is it still a problem for a lot of people?
Of course it is in France, and I think it is all over the world.
Yes.
Today, immigration is a universal issue, and it's still like that. And we, until today, don't have the solution.
So what do you hope that people will take from the movie, besides enjoying it, enjoying the performances and the characters, but do you hope it will give people reason to think a little further about these questions?
Just if people came out of the theater with another way to think about the immigration, just if it moves a little bit, and if people started to have a new question on their mind, and maybe change the way they look at immigrants, it's be a good step.
Yes. Now, tell us a little bit about the other actors working with them in the movie, and how I assume you enjoyed playing your scenes with all of them.
Yeah, just first of all, Charlotte, it was a wonderful experience to act with an actress like that, because she's an amazing actress. I grew up with her movies because she started when she was really young, really early, so I used to see her movies. So acting with her was a good experience. I learned a lot. And when you act with an actress like that, you just have to react, because it's so true, it's so powerful, that you just have to react. So it was really good, and I think we find a way to have a chemistry together. So I'm really glad for that. And Rahim is
it's great. I mean, he's known for more serious dramatic roles, but he really has a playful side.
Playful side of comedy, yeah. And it was first time for him, and he's my friend in life. So I was so happy to have a movie with him, and we both changed the places, because I used to be in comedies and him in drama, and we switched the places, so it was funny on the set.
Right. Tell a little bit about how you moved from comedy, which I know that's what you sort of started doing in clubs in France, and moved into acting in films.
That's happened really slowly, step by step, and seeing like that for me, it's the same work, because the most important for me is not the genre, but what you're talking about. And all the movies I did are really important for me, because it means a lot for me. So I want to talk about it, and the way to talk about it is it's just the movie. And even in Samba or Untouchable, there is it's comedies. There is even in Samba, it's more drama, but you have also comedies in it. So. Right. For me, there's no big difference between the two.
And I wanted to ask you about a couple of the scenes here that seem a little scary. The scene on the scaffold where they're outside the window and doing the dance number there, and then where they climb up to the roof of the building. Were those scenes, how were they done to minimize any danger, I guess?
It's for me, this is a good part of my work is being on places you can go on your own. So being on the roof of Paris, the best view for the best view of Paris at all. So I couldn't go there without movies. So I'm so happy we did that because we had one week was on the 16th, so we had a wonderful view on the Eiffel Tower. So that's magical. And at the end of the day, you had that magical sunset. We were together, wrap time with that sunset. We were just hanging out there for a few minutes, just enjoying the moment. So it looked dangerous, but it's a lot of fun.
Has the film already opened in France?
Yeah, it did last fall. Really good. I'm very happy that people went to see it and they loved it. So I'm really happy. I hope it will be the same here.
Yes, of course, being in Intouchables, I mean, the amazing success of that all around the world, I mean, nobody could have predicted that, I gather. I guess that would have happened.
Yeah.
And, how did that change your life?
I'm here today. I'm here today answering in English. And you mentioned the movie I did after Untouchable. I made a movie with Ron Howard. I just finished a movie with Ron Howard, and I did X-Men. I'm Jurassic. So just everything changed.
And so do you hope to continue doing the big Hollywood movies, and also maybe will you do some movies back in France also?
Of course, I will continue to do movies in France because there is a lot of story to tell, a lot of characters I want to play, and of course, if I can continue doing Hollywood movies, it would be perfect. Perfect year last year. I did Samba during the winter, and during the summer I was shooting Jurassic World, so it was the perfect year.
and doing like a big, huge movie like that, special effects and all, is that fun? I mean, it's a different kind of experience, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. That's why we are lucky. Lucky as actors, we can move from project to another one completely different, and it's changed a lot. And that's why we are lucky to change. Being X-Men, it was going back to childhood and fight the dragons.
Right. Are there some questions from the audience here? Yeah, here, Ronnie.
Oh, thank you.
I have a question. You're so articulate, Omar, and I'm wondering if it's different for you acting in a language that is not your native language. Like English for sure isn't. I don't know what your birth language was, your mother tongue. Was it French?
I grew up, I was born and raised in France, so I learned French at school, but at home we spoke Senegalese language called Pula, and that was the language at home.
So the question is it different for you acting in a language that's not your mother tongue, or do you shift in any way when you're acting in French?
No, in French.
And in English.
French, it's easy because it's my first language, and I am completely fluent in French. There's no. It will be more difficult to act on Pula than French, but in English it's really difficult. I feel less freedom when I'm acting in English still, so that's why I'm still working on it.
Right. Yes.
The most difficult work was for the directors on the editing room to find the good balance between the drama and the comedy. The most difficult part was for them, but for us it was just, fun, a lot of fun.
On that scaffold, I assume they had some safeguards there to keep you from, make sure that you wouldn't fall
I
out.
have to give the secret for that scene. I give it to you because you look very sympathetic, you look nice. So I give it to you. It was a green screen. So not that high, but for the roof of Paris, that was real.
You were. Yes, see, of course, now they could do that. In the old days, when people were sort of hanging from scaffolds and clocks, they were really doing it.
Yeah, but not that way. Where thanks to digital.
Yes.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
My name is Maria. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Congratulations on your work. I think you are a great actor.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you in comedy, but I've seen Untouchable and now Samba. I think you transmit really well the feelings. So you're watching the movie and you get exactly all those moments when you're kind of happy, you're content, and you're like sad, even though you're not saying anything, or that the director with the close-ups and these kind of things. But I would like to know how you prepare for the character, because I don't know what kind of guidelines that the director gives you in order to prepare the whole movie.
So I have the luck to work with those directors who are very brilliant. They do an amazing job, and we know each other very well because we know each other for 15 years now. And maybe that helped a lot. And to prepare the movie, I do a lot of research, and I met people, and that's it. And after that, I just try to connect with the story, with the character, with the environment, and mostly with my partners. Because I never took like a dramatic school or dramatic class and everything, so that's why it's very important for me to have a partner with I can connect.
Working with the two filmmakers, how does that work? When you have two directors, do they both give you direction, or does one concentrate on one thing and the other on another?
There is, with Eric and Olivier, there is no rules. Sometimes Eric can come and ask for something, sometimes it can be Olivier, but there is no like routine or rules. And for me, there is Eric, and when Eric says something to me, I know Olivier is agree, and the opposite is always the same. I don't know how they work exactly. They just work like that, and it worked like that, and they are smart enough to not argue on set. Maybe they do that before or after, never on the set, and it's kind of how to say that, rassurant. How can I say rassurant? Reassuring to have the two directors, because merci beaucoup. because when one of them are focused on the techniques things, there is always one of them with the actors, and I don't know if you know that, but actors needs a lot. They need to be reassuring. During shooting, we like babies.
So it's really about the ending and whether there were other endings, because it could have, I think you meant, it could have taken like a darker turn at the end, and whether that was ever a possibility or whether this was always the ending that was written.
That was always this one, because Eric and Olivier didn't want to end the movie in a dark way, and that's why I love working with them, because it's always a hope at the end. And I do movies to give hope to the audience. So that's why the end was like that, because yeah, we want people feeling better, and I want people believing in hope, because I think today in our world it's difficult to keep that. So when you can see a movie with that, can help. But it was written like that. It was written like that.
Or the
X-Men.
Did they come and find you? Did you have representation here? How did it happen that you made that transition?
I have a representation here. I'm with CA, with Rock Sutherland. And first for X-Men, I did a lot of meetings, because X-Men was the first one. I had a lot of meetings. I met the studio, I met the casting director, then I met the director, Brian Singer. I did, how do you say that? Audition. An audition, thank you. An audition, and then it was okay, so I was happy. And for the others, they called me.
Why don't you do one? Very good. Yes.
We noticed that in some of the scenes when you were walking, you were carrying a small wooden box, and I kept thinking that maybe it had some significance, but it never seemed to be used. What was it about?
The small box was the macaron. Box was the macaron, and the macaron was for Alice.
Okay. Very good. Right.
Okay, mine is not going to be a question. It's just going to be a compliment. This man here is my brother. My Senegalese brother. Not my blood brother. Back home, when you're from the same country, you're brother anyway. It's the same thing. And you can hear my accent. I'm French also. So we are both half French and Senegalese. And you just cannot imagine how proud and happy we are. Because in the name of all the African community, in the name of all the Senegalese community, this man is the first Senegalese to be an actor in Hollywood. And I'm surprised because we have been here for 15 years. His English is even better than mine. The Nigerian movies are getting really higher. So we have a lot of Africans coming from Nigeria and they're going to the Nollywood, some Indian to Bollywood, and my friend here, my brother is in Hollywood. Come on, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud.
Thank you.
Really deserve those.
Thank you.
And also you can applause him. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Merci.
Anyway, congratulations, but thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for everything. And please talk about Samba and Olivier.
Yes. We will.
Anyways, next week, it's a good movie to learn how immigration is a universal issue, and you can learn about our country, France. Thank you very much.
Omar, can I get a picture with you and Stephen?
We get a picture.
Of course. Rolling.
Yes.
Hola, Marbella Film Academy. Muchas gracias. Como on dit, buenas noches.